Hey, hi people. Good afternoon, people. This is Spirit Journey. How are you? Yeah, I haven't been in front of the camera in a long time. Yes, today is Saturday. It is Saturday, June 28th, 2025, and the time right now is 5:39 p.m. How are we today? Yes, I'm just sitting on my balcony. Well, what a good! I had a nice day. Um, me and Lavender, we went for a walk. We went through like we used to do like a circuit, and I did the old circuit. I walked through this cobblestone street, and then got to the Happy Street entrance. Wow, I had a great time on Happy Street. Almost forgot why I call it Happy Street. It really made my day. It was very relaxing, and I think Lavender liked it. He's in the next room. He doesn't like coming out here. But either way, I had a good day, and we got home, fed him, and had a good breakfast too. Yeah. So about maybe 2 hours ago, I was thinking. You ever talk to yourself? I was thinking about a scenario that happened. I was watching some videos about how history or monopolies can change industries. They were talking about honey. No, it was about milk. Milk that's now in America, it's mandatory. Um, Everything has to be pasteurized, but you have some places that has raw milk, but they try to make it like it's dangerous and all that, even though in humanity it wasn't pasteurized, and they even do ultra pasteurized, and that means you got dead food, and then they have to add things in it. Go figure. But it got me thinking. It got me thinking about how it could create a monopoly um, that certain oh, let's see. Yeah, that the milk and also honey production. They outlawed um, this. It looked like a little comb, and it was actually used in Europe, and then it was banned, and they started using the little trays to do that, and then the trays were patented. So to get them, it's going to cost you a lot of money because it's patented. Yeah, but and so it's just taken away from the ability to create livelihood, and it got me thinking. My mind started thinking, and it started thinking. I started thinking about a scenario. Um, when I go out, um, people automatically assume because the way I look, or maybe the clothes, whatever. I mean, they wear Western clothes here in Rwanda, but I have to be honest. I do out whether I wear African fabric clothes or just regular Western clothes. Excuse me. Um, I'm different. I look different, and they think that you are there to employ anybody who asks you to. And I was thinking about this, a young boy, and they say, give me job. And it's like, why are you asking me for a job? I'm not an employer. And that my livelihood, I mean, I live where I live, just like they live where they live. They take care of their home affairs, and that's it. And, so in that aspect, we're the same. I'm not an employer. And back in America, I've never been an employer. I, um, I lived at home. I mind my own affairs. I buy my own groceries, etc. And you have the rich and the poor doing the same thing. Some of the bachelors, some of the guys in our Wall Street area, they don't want to they don't want to do a damn thing, and they might hire people to clean and cook, or they just eat out. Okay, but basically people tend to themselves. But of course, you do have people who don't who hire people to do things, and they have. I'm just looking at a bird. They have the money to do so. And here, things are on a smaller scale. I'm not an employer. I'm a retiree, and I'm here to conserve. Like you may have some people, and they come to these places that aren't as expensive as America, and they want to live it up. Me, I want to live it smart because I know what poverty tastes like. I know what it's like when to not have money coming in. I know what it's like. Just feel like you're on the edge. So I always have that in my mind, and so I don't take advantage of this situation. There's nothing wrong of treating yourself out, you know, um, in moderation. But you have some people who go overseas and they say, well, in my home country, I spend such and such on this, and this is uh, less than half of it. And so they just, but see that lifestyle, that's because in your mind you're saying that you're doing excess. Yes, maybe in your home country it's more. Live as the locals do. Because when the poo-poo hits the fan, when it hits the fan, you're gonna have to learn how to streamline. I eat like the locals. I go to their markets. I buy what they buy. And I tend to myself. Just like everybody else, you gotta tend to yourself. But you have people who may live in what they call modern houses, modern made houses. And they seem to hire, it's part of the culture. There is a name for it, but I don't remember. They hire people to cook for them, to clean for them. And I'm thinking, know where I come from. I didn't have anyone cook or clean my house. I'm making the same amount of money there, doing pretty much what I'm doing now. Why would I want to change it? Because it's cheaper. I don't want a headache. I feel like, you want to come in, baby? My little doggy. You want to come in? Let me open the door. Let me see if he wants to come in. You want to come in, baby? Lavin, come, come, come in. Yeah, you can come. Come in. What is that? Come in. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I think he's getting, sometimes he seems like, okay, alert. And other times he acting like, I don't know, I wonder if he getting, see, this is him. Come, come. Hi, say hello. Say hello, Laffy. Yeah, 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 Laffy. Oh, he wants me to scratch his little, he wants me to scratch his little head. I love you. I love you. I know, yeah, you want me to scratch, oh. You want me to scratch his little head? Yeah, yeah, I love to. I can scratch your head while I'm talking. You want to come up here? I can still scratch your little head. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, he wants more food. Yeah, I love you, laughing. I love you, laughing. I scratch your little head while I'm talking. Okay. So, yeah, my lifestyle is pretty much the same as in America. I get up, I do my little walk with my dog. I come home and I fix breakfast. That's what I do. So when someone comes to me and they ask for money or they want me to give them a job, I, I've never been that side of the fence. I never was in a position someone thinking that I have money, enough money to hand to them for a service product. I've always been taught to try to be independent. Yeah, to be independent. That I guess that's because of, how my father taught me to try to be independent. Yeah, I don't really like asking for help. I've never went up to someone and begging them for money. I've never gone on the street and done that. Even when I didn't have a job, even when I was in a homeless shelter, I never went out and said, give me money. You know, but I was thinking about that scenario. I do thoughts, like a thought comes to my mind, and I start to entertain the thought as if it's real, like it's really going on in my head. And you, I ask myself, why, why do they think what they think? What are they doing for them to feel that they have to do that? And I hope I never have to be in that position. Sorry. I hope I never have to go through that position. And so how those people that there is what we would call here poverty. I would just say, they don't have, I have not seen homelessness. People live in dwellings. And they might, it's an agricultural place, so many of the people work on fields. But interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to tie everything in with the lifestyle or different cultures, I should say. Let's say Western European cultures, and like I mentioned about the honey and milk. That's consumed all over the planet, but some cultures are so ingrained with for generations doing the same thing. They've learned how to cultivate. They learned how to make things. And other areas, maybe they were hunters and gatherers. There's an art in hunting and gathering, yes. But that other component, how to make things, how do we do what we do? And this country that I'm in, I'm literally just like, there's a plane coming. Wait a minute. See, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to be insensitive. I feel that my nature is someone who cares, but some I don't understand. You want to get, you want to get down? You want to get down? Okay. 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 It's nice and cool out here. Yeah, it's nice and cool here. Yeah, you could just relax a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I scratch your ear. So see, part of me in that scenario is going on in my head, like this young kid asking me, give me job, give me job. How do we get to a point where you're not asking someone for a job? How do we create jobs for ourselves? How do we create a business? That is the question. And I felt like I had an answer. in my head. We have to, oh yeah, I remember, I thought there was an answer to this question in part. Okay, so in my scenario in my head, hearing this young person say, give me a job. And I said, okay, what type of job? Let's say they want to, oh, I could cut grass. Where do they cut their own grass? Let's say, oh, I'll wash, um, I'll clean the floors. Do you clean the floors in your home? These are important questions. People are asking certain things. People are asking to do certain tasks. I've had a woman, young woman, and she's asking me, she asked me for a effing job. When my mouth dropped, how she said it, and I think it's okay. But I asked myself, I'm asking myself now, not at the time, but I handled it on the spot. But I'm asking myself now, the incident happened last year, 2024, but I ask myself now, where this young woman lives, does she sweep the floor in her home? Does she sweep her, a roundabout? Does she keep things clean and tidy? Why would you want to hire someone who is asking to do a job for at something that they don't even do for themselves? I would be a damn fool if I did that. It would be foolish. No way would I ask someone to do something. They say, oh, I can wash your clothes. I can wash your, and they demonstrate, oh, I know how to scrub real hard. Look at them. They look like they scrub their own clothes. Do they look clean? When I went for a walk today, I saw some people. I mean, there's nothing wrong being earthy. I like to be close to nature, but to a point. And what's wrong? What's wrong? You can just sit down. You want? Okay, I'll put you back inside. I think go back in. It's cool out here than inside. Can I go back in? You can go inside. Good boy. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. But yeah, you have to ask yourself these questions. The people who walk around and they ask you to do things that they're not even doing for themselves. You think I would have someone in my house who wants to clean my house, but they look filthy? Some of the people that I saw today, they look like neglect. Some of the people looked neglectful. There was a little chubby, 2 years old or a year and a half, that looked so physically unclean, not because they're just playing in the dirt. This, discharge out of their nose, unclean, every inch of them unclean. And it's like, wow. This is part of the answer. This is part of the answer, people. I believe, because I do talk to myself a lot. I talk to myself because I think. I'm trying to think. I think part of the problem, and again, I'm not trying to poo-poo on anybody, but sometimes, like when I argue with myself, it's like I'm thinking out loud in a scenario. Sometimes you think, and there's no reason why you can't keep a child clean. One thing is you just love in nature, but neglect. And these could be the type of people who ask you for a job. gimme job. And the word that they say, gimme. You got to learn how to ask people. That's lesson number one. Lesson number one. Learn how to ask people for something that you want. At least learn how to ask. And part of how to ask is how to present yourself when you're asking someone for something that you need. You should present yourself in a respectful manner that you took time and pride. Oh, my foot is hurting a little bit. That you took time and pride in yourself. Pride in yourself. That basic upkeep. Okay, if you don't have it, you're saying when you don't take care of yourself in your basic needs, washing your face, combing your hair, being clean, washing your hands, even making bed. People who don't do that, I think people who don't make their beds, if you look at them, they're very, in my opinion, they're very flighty. They're just of the moment, impulsive, lack discipline. But I know, like when you going to go to sleep for the day, and when you go to sleep, and you have to, what do you call it? Pull down the sheets, the covers, and prepare to go to sleep, going into bed. It's like a presentation. It's like it is your king's bed or your queen's bed. It's like royalty, and you say, "I'm finished for today's activities, and I am going to rest." It's honoring you. It is honoring you, people. Yeah. So people who don't do these considerations for themselves, but yet they're asking people, "Oh, job. I could sweep. Do they sweep their own floors at home? Do they? What do they do? Do they clean their own toilets at home? Do they wash their own clothes?" For me to pay someone who doesn't even do it for themselves is insanity. I think part of the answer, when I have young men, young women who approach me and ask me, "Give me a job," or "Give me money," they're just looking at me and they're assuming something. And that I don't like, because I'm not an employer. But we all live on different social economics. But each of us, whatever social economic we belong to, you still have to make your own bed, wash your face, brush your teeth, all those things, cook your food. And if you don't, then you hire someone to do it. So I think part of the problem in getting money is to first honor yourself. You have to honor yourself by being responsible for yourself. Bathing, making your bed in the morning, or whatever time you wake up you do your bed. I think that's the foundations of performing in your waking hours. You have to honor yourself. You have to respect yourself. People, don't ask to do something that you're not willing to do for yourself. It's foolishness. And the fact that you're asking, you're telling people, "I'd rather clean your home than cleaning my own." Showing contempt. And you're probably having contempt for money, because if you're rejecting yourself, you're also rejecting the income that comes into the activity of providing for yourself. What do I mean by that? I mean, like, it's about receiving. You receive money. You do something and you receive. It's a reciprocity. You do something, you get something back. Well, you're not even willing to do something for yourself. You find people who are really down and out. They're not doing things for themselves. Let's say education. I went to a school that had a lot of American blacks. It was an integrated school. It was 1970s. And you find a lot of back then, in the 1970s, right after Civil Rights Act, all those, race, race riots and things like that. And so black kids, I remember this one particular black guy, to be teenagers who were 13 years old. And he said that his mother said, don't cause trouble in Miss So-and-so's class because she's a black lady. Only cause trouble for the white teachers. Now that's a mother who's foolish, who's very foolish, and despises wisdom, knowledge, and truth. So you think someone like that will prosper if you reject education, knowledge, or truth? Whether you dislike the teacher or not, receive the information that they have, or just homeschool. But see, people like that, they don't respect with knowledge and truth, and would not probably homeschool. See, if that felt that contemptuous against certain races, then you keep your children at home and homeschool, right? But no, see, she's using the wrong entity. She's using her weapons against herself. She should have used the weapon for herself and say, I read this institution called public school. I don't like what you did to our black leaders. My kid is staying at home. I don't want my kids in a integrated school. I want my kid being educated by myself and my community. Then that I have no problem with that. But see, that's not what happened. And the kid was very violent and did some very foolish things. And I heard, I was talking to someone back in America, and a lot of the people from the public school I went to are deceased, I heard. Oh my God. A lot of foolishness. And unfortunately, there's foolishness I'm experiencing here. But I ask myself, how do we get out of poverty? How? And I think in part to respect yourself. And do things for yourself, because then you're saying, I'm valuable. I am valuable to myself. Therefore, other people will see that I value myself. See, I think that boy who saw me, he said, hey, that lady looks like she values herself. She's dressed up nice or whatever. Hey, I bet she has money or something I can do. Something. I hope the young people are listening to me. You want to earn money. And I think where you start with yourself. Make sure you make your bed every day. You clean your room, keep a neat home, a neat room, because it's teaching you discipline and organization. Learn to do chores around the house. I didn't like doing chores around the house when I was growing up. I have to be honest, because how it was presented. But I think it's good to really to teach how to do things. Teach them how to use their hands. Teach how to do basic cleaning. And as you get older, when you move and you get your own place, you're not gonna want a dirty place. And I was afraid of bugs, and so I kept things real ultra clean, boy. Yeah, things that will motivate you to clean. But yeah, I think what happens when people here see me, they see something that's different from themselves. I think they see someone who is disciplined, someone who's orderly, and they're used to seeing business people who have those qualities. I don't have business. I live where I live. I cook my food, I buy my groceries, just like what they do. No different. but where they're getting their income is different. And that is the challenge here. How, in a country in Africa, how do you gather? How do you get someone to buy from you? I do find here what happens a lot that people have very poor business ethics. A lot of poor business ethics because of greed and fear. It's more fear. It's fear based because they're not having, and yes, greed too. Like you buy something. I bought honey once, and there was debris in the honey bottle. It looked nasty. And I said, hey, I bought this from you. It had this objects and things in the honey. Oh, did he offer to take it with me to bring it back? No. See, poor business sense. It's lax here. It's lacking, and it bothers me a lot. Oh, it's going to get dark soon. It bothers me a lot, people. Yeah, people got to learn etiquette. People have to, you have to train your mind. And I think that's another main thing. And I talk to myself when I say this too, to transform my thinking. How to expand my thinking to attract money, to think of ways to that people would be willing to pay for, because see, the real is, so people would take something for free, but are they willing to pay for it? And that's a key thing. Are people willing to pay for what you have? And then it has to be reasonable, the price. Yeah, I think that people I'm seeing around the world that it's not about business, it's about control. And I think that's very sad. People aren't living anymore. And people want the fancy life, but they're not willing for the process. And a lot of the bling bling and all that is just an illusion. The city trial is an illusion of wealth. They wanted wealth, fame, but what was it? A man that has an addiction of various types, and it can ruin him. Be content with what you have. I think about, community. It's about togetherness. But they want people to think it's all about money, and it's not. I don't want to get caught up in that everything is about money. Money is not even real. But, exchange is real. Exchanging goods, that's real. Community is real. But community is being separated. We need to come together, people. We're being torn apart. We're being manipulated to live in a very artificial, digital world. And I'm hoping here in this country that I too would learn how to expand my mind, expand my ability to create wealth. So that's all that I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share this video with friends and family. And you can comment below. Let me know what you think and what your opinion is. How did you get out of poverty? And I hope that none of you fall in poverty. Poverty stinks, okay? So thank you again. Peace, love, joy, and harmony to you. Until next time, bye-bye.